Hi students, I'm Dr. Bhavna. In this lecture we are going to start with a new chapter that is called as ecology. Ecology is very important in NEET point of view because in this ecology we will not only deal with we humans but also with the environment. So this is an important topic in NEET because in second year first important topic comes under human health and diseases, then reproduction, then its ecology. Also numerous questions, some 6 to 7 questions will be exclusively based on ecology only. So I want you all to concentrate more on this topic. So ecology. So what is ecology? Ecology is nothing but it is the study of organisms, not only among organisms but also between the organisms and its environment. So this is the concept behind ecology. So it is study of organisms and its environment. Here, not only among organisms, but between organisms and its environment also. So, this is the definition of the ecology. So, normally, ecology is essentially a physiological ecology. Physiological means what? Physiological ecology means it tries to understand. Here, in physiological ecology, we try to understand how different organisms are adapted to its environment, not only in terms of survival but also reproduction. Means what? See, physiological ecology, we will try to understand how organisms are trying to get adapted to the environment. Suppose if you live in Australia, you will get adapted to Australian environment. If you live in India, you will get adapted to this environment. From where you were born to whether you're getting adapted to new climatic conditions. Like suppose whoever live in colder places, they can't live in Rajasthan deserts. So there will be difference in ecology basically. So wherever you were born and wherever the thing is going on related to your birth, so how you will maintain the friendly nature with the environment is the physiological ecology. And not only it will deal with in terms of survival but also with the reproduction also. Numerous mammals and whichever live in suppose polar areas, numerous things we will live in polar areas, like you see snow caps and all will live in, snow leopards and all will live in polar areas. Will they be able to survive in Rajasthan desert? No, because they are trying to get adapted to the environment as well as with the reproduction also. They give birth to young ones only when they can live in colder places. So one organism in this environment get adapted to new communities involved. So this is the concept behind the ecology. So the study of organisms, not only among the organisms but also with the organisms as well as its environment. It is the study of ecology. So we in physiological ecology we try to understand how different organisms get adapted to their environment, not only in terms of survival but also the reproduction process. So generally, suppose there is sun and the earth revolves around the sun, we all know. Due to the earth which is revolving around the sun, this results in production of new seasons. Like new seasons we all are able to see. New means what? Different seasons, because the earth will tilt around the sun and we are able to see the difference in seasons. In summer season, exactly the earth coincides with that of sun exactly when it is revolving, and in winter season it is far away from the sun. This all variations, why they are happening? This is due to the Earth's movement around the sun. So basically the tilt of the earth around the sun results in change of different seasons. These tilting of the earth around the sun, along with the annual variations in temperature and all, annual variations in precipitation we see, results in formation of major biomes on the earth. Biomes means what? Like numerous places are formed on the earth, like deserts or snow caps, all are formed due to different precipitational changes, due to annual variations in the precipitations. We see different formation of major biomes on the earth. We will are able to see scorching Rajasthan desert, or we are able to see very melting ice caps. How these major biomes are formed? Due to the annual precipitations in the temperatures, as well as the adaptations to the different types of environment, as well as we can see the earth tilting around the sun. Due to these major factors, we are able to see that there are formation of numerous major biomes on the earth. So what are the four levels of organization for the ecology? What are the four important points or organizations that are related to ecology? They are nothing but biomes. First one, second one, populations. Third is communities. Fourth is organisms. So these are the four things which are, these are the four levels of organization that are related to ecology. Ecology will basically deal with all these four. Biomes means what? Numerous deserts, polar ice caps, these all will come under the places, will come under biomes. Populations means we humans will come. Then communities, different types of communities we see, and different areas we see. Some areas will be very cold, some will be very hot. So different communities, and the people living in a specific area, they are coming under a specific community. And organisms, numerous organisms we see, biotic organisms as well as abiotic organisms. So till now what we have done, first don't get so much confused regarding this. It is very easy in because only numerous definitions you should remember. That is nothing but study of organisms and its environment is called as ecology. That is only the study. Suppose anthropology or archaeology means the study of different fossils. I have told you in the last class, study of fossils and all. We say it as paleontology. Like the study of organisms and its environment is called as ecology. So generally physiological ecology, we try to understand how different organisms are adapted to its environment, not only in terms of survival but also reproduction. Then we saw how there are different changes in the seasons, because the earth will revolve around the sun. There will be tilting of axis of the earth. So when it is directly exposed, it results in different seasons. Summer, spring, autumn, all different types of seasons you are able to see. How this is possible? Due to revolving of earth around the sun, as well as numerous annual variations in precipitation also you see. If you see annual variations in precipitation along with change in seasons, then it results in formation of different biomes on the earth. Biomes means what? Numerous deserts, mountains, peaks, water, seas, all are formed due to this only. Then later, what are the four different levels of organizations that are related to ecology? They are nothing but biomes, populations, communities, as well as organisms. So this is about the main introductory chapter that is regarding ecology. So normally on our earth, what are the most four important factors? They are nothing but temperature, which play a very important role. Temperature, water, sunlight, as well as soil. These are the four important things that are abiotic components which play an important role in our human life. These are the abiotic components. Means they are non-living, like temperature, water, light, soil, these all are non-living basically. So biotic, abiotic, there is difference. We do not see only abiotic things in our environment. Along with abiotic forms, we also see biotic forms. Biotic means what? Biotic means like predators. Then you can see numerous organisms like predators, populations, organisms. Then you can see you see parasitic nature, parasitism, parasitic organisms. These all are biotic components. Means we humans also come under biotic component. Abiotic means non-living. Biotic means living. So basically under abiotic the four major components are nothing but temperature, water, light as well as soil. When it comes to biotic components, they are nothing but predators, population as well as parasitic organisms. So numerous along with abiotic, biotic also survive in our environment. So first we will discuss about the abiotic things which are present in our environment. So first what we have seen under abiotic forms, it is nothing but temperature. So in the temperature, basically, temperature is the major important environmental factor which plays a very important role. So basically on the temperature, you can see numerous varying degrees of temperature in your environment. Suppose normally the temperature usually decreases from the equator towards the poles. Temperature decreases from equator to the poles. Normal temperature at the at the equator is very high. At the poles it is very less. So temperature decreases from equator to the poles. Basically the temperature. Then later about temperature when we are discussing, numerous organisms they can survive in high temperatures also. So when they can tolerate a wide range of temperature, any organism if it can tolerate wide range of temperatures, it is called as eurythermal. Eurythermal means they can tolerate wide range of temperatures. Next is stenothermal. Stenothermal means nothing but they cannot tolerate wide range of temperatures. Cannot tolerate. Those organisms which can tolerate are called as eurythermal. Those which cannot tolerate are called as stenothermal. So usually temperature decreases from the equator towards the poles. That is one important point. First you should remember temperature is one important environmental factor. Then normally you see varying degrees of temperature everywhere. Suppose when you are living in Rajasthan, you see 50 degrees temperature. When you are living in Jammu and Kashmir in our India, we see only 20 degrees Celsius. So there is difference in temperature as well as continuously the temperature usually decreases from equator towards the pole, compulsory temperature will decrease. So this is about the temperature. Then if the organisms are able to, suppose we humans, if we are are able to tolerate wide range of temperatures, we are classified under eurythermal. If we are not able to tolerate high temperatures or any change of temperature also, if we are not able to tolerate, we are stenothermal. So under what we are getting classified? So we are classified under stenothermal organisms. We cannot tolerate wide range of temperatures. Only when we are very much high temperature we can't tolerate, or very low temperature we can't tolerate. But other organisms, few organisms can tolerate wide range of temperatures. Suppose in deep sea thermal vents, in deep sea if you go, then there will be, or suppose in some thermal springs, if you see, there it will be greater than 100 degrees Celsius. But some organisms can live there also. Exactly where there is above 100 degrees Celsius is usually in the thermal springs, as well as deep sea vents, deep sea hydrothermal vents. So this is about the temperature. So another important point is, suppose you see numerous mango trees in your environment. So mango trees, can they be grown in Canada or Germany? No, they can't grow. They require only specific temperatures for the mangoes to grow. Suppose in summer season only in India, why mangoes will come? Because they can see that tree can produce mangoes only during summer season as well as in high temperatures. But in Canada and Germany, where there are very low temperatures, these mangoes can't grow. So if mangoes are usually transported from India, then when you come to numerous apples also, apples, can they be grown here? No, they can't be grown in India. Maybe they can be grown in Jammu and Kashmir, but very small, you see, very cold areas only these apples can be grown. So that is about that. So different organisms are able to survive only in specific conditions. Mango trees can be grown only in tropical areas. It can't be grown in temperate areas. Tropical means what? In a very hot environment. Temperate means what? In very cold environment. So that is about that. Then later, suppose in Kerala forests and all also, you can't see these snow leopards and all. Only they can be seen only where there is snow and all. Kerala forest, you can't see numerous, only you can see numerous fishes there. You can't see snow leopards there. So there is specific things that are regarding to temperature and all. Only some can be seen in some areas, some can't be seen in other areas due to temperature difference. So temperature plays a very important role. It's the first main important factor which plays an important role in ecology. So this is about the temperature. Simple, don't get confused. You should remember all these very easily. Because see, temperature, first we have done the definition of ecology. Then what are biomes we have seen. Biomes means Rajasthan deserts and all. What are the places, islands and all will come under biomes. So that is done. And then later we have seen about the what are the different biotic components, abiotic components we have seen. Then because how the variations happen, how different seasons are formed, we have seen. Due to different annual precipitations in the temperature and all, we can see. Then what are the most abiotic components? They are nothing but first one is temperature, the second is water, third is light, fourth one is nothing but soil. So first when we have started with temperature, temperature usually decreases from equator towards the poles. That is we know, and there will be annual variations in the temperatures also. In some areas you can see above 50 degrees, in some areas below 20 degrees. So if organisms can tolerate wide range, remember only one for you to easy remember. So when they can tolerate wide range of temperatures, they are called as eurythermal. If they are not able to tolerate wide range of temperatures, they are called as stenothermal organisms. So where there are above 100 degrees Celsius is in the deep sea, in the oceans and all, in the thermal spring as well as deep sea winds, you can see greater than 100 degrees Celsius there. As well as only you can give some examples that are related. If you're writing for descriptive part of questions, you can write like mango trees can be grown only in specific areas like that, as well as snow leopards are seen only in polar regions like that. You can give few examples that are related to temperature. Next, another important factor which plays an important role is water. So water is also another important factor which plays a very important role. Then when it comes to water also, see, water cannot be found in some areas like deserts and all, very less water will be available. In summer season, numerous people suffer from numerous water related problems. Whereas in different, you see sea coast and all, ample amount of water near it's available. So water also on our earth is widely spread, but it is spread only to specific areas. So water, if we can tolerate, and there will be different salinities also in water. Suppose in sea, you can see very you see salty water or as well as saline water you can see. But when it comes to freshwater ponds and all, there is difference in salinity. Salinity, there is difference basically. So if the organisms are again same like temperature, we should say, if organisms are able to tolerate high range of salinity, they are called as euryhaline. Euryhaline means they can tolerate wide range of salinities. Next, stenohaline means they cannot tolerate. These cannot tolerate wide range of salinities. These can tolerate. Same like eurythermal, stenothermal. Thermal means they can about temperatures. Haline means related to salinity. So numerous freshwater organisms, they can survive only in freshwater. Suppose freshwater fishes like katla, rohu and all, they can survive only in freshwater. They cannot live in seawater. Why they can't live? Because of so much of salinity which is present in the seawater, they will face numerous osmotic problems. So osmotic related problems they will face. That's why only they will survive only in specific areas. So here salinity also plays a very important role. What is the natural ranges of salinity which are present? Normally it is 5 in 5 ppm. The pH concentration is very important here in the water. So it is generally 5 in inland waters, 30 to 35 in sea, greater than 100 in hypersaline areas. So this is very important in NEET point of view. They will ask you, what is the concentration that is present in inland waters? Options they give 500, 30, 35 like that. So it is generally 5 ppm in inland waters, 30 to 35. I want you to remember the numbers here specifically. 5 in inland waters, 30 to 35 in sea, greater than 100 in hypersaline, means in deep sea oceans, greater than 100 temperature will be there, as well as the water salinity also is greater than 100 there. So in greater in hypersaline organisms and all, you see greater than 100. So this is about the water. Simple points that you should remember. About temperature, you are simply remembering eurythermal, stenothermal. Here also euryhaline, stenohaline. Euryhaline means they can tolerate wide range of temperatures. Ctenohaline, they cannot tolerate wide range of temperatures. Then when it comes to salinity, here water is not usually found in all areas, like in deserts and all, very minimal amount of water is present. So here the pH of water also plays a very important role. How it plays an important role? It helps in protecting numerous organisms. Like how, suppose in fresh water, only freshwater organisms can live, as well as they can't live in sea. Why they can't live? Because of the osmotic problems which they would face. Important neat question. Why the freshwater organisms cannot survive in seawater is due to the osmotic problems which they would face. Then it is normally 5 in inland waters, 30 to 35 in sea, as well as greater than 100 in hypersaline areas. So this is about the second important factor called as water. Next we will see about the third important factor, that is nothing but light. So light plays a very important role. It is also, see, these four factors are basically important. How light plays an important role? Suppose the light helps the plants. The sunlight only is very much essential. It helps the plants to grow, as well as for flowering also light is very much needed for the plants, as well as the plants perform a special process that is called as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means they can prepare their own food. How they can prepare their own food? Because of the light which is available only they can prepare their own food, as well as they serve food for numerous humans. Suppose we want to live in this environment, can we survive without light? And due to morning time as well as daytime, how we are able to differentiate? Due to the light only. As well as light also, it plays an important role in vitamin D which is present. So vitamin D also is important for us, or else we all will suffer it from numerous diseases. Vitamin D deficiency like rickets and all we will suffer. So it helps as a key thing for us to survive, as well as for numerous plants also. Suppose you see in numerous forests and all, numerous plants are present, but the shrubs, which are shrubs and herbs, means what? They are the small trees which are present. They cannot receive so much amount of light. Only some amount of light will come for them. So when only some amount of light is coming for them, but also they are able to survive. But they are usually overshadowed by tall trees, shrubs, herbs. They are usually overshadowed by tall trees. So much amount of light is not reaching for them. As well as for as annual precipitations, summer, winter, how you are able to differentiate due to presence of light only. As well as when you see so much amount of light also, but for the light also there are some disadvantages. It may cause some you see UVB radiations, UVB light, it may damage our cornea and all. But that's why you can't survive in higher ranges of temperature or very low range of temperature. So, but light is very much essential for us to survive. That point though you should remember. As well as for annual variations in seasons also, light plays a very important role. So this is about the main important factors about the light. First, what we have discussed is nothing but light plays an important role in photosynthesis process. Means it helps in producing food for the plants. Because the plants are able to produce their own food, the animals are also able to survive because of these plants. We also, humans, are able to survive due to the process of photosynthesis only. Imagine if photosynthesis is stopped in the world, how can the people survive without food? So that's why light is very important after temperature as well as water. Then the shrubs, herbs and all are usually in the forest. They are overshadowed by tall trees, but they will produce minimal amount of photosynthesis. They were also able to survive, as well as vitamin D. If we are able to survive, there are uses as well as disuses of light. Uses is due to we will suffer from vitamin D deficiency. So that's why light is important. What are the misuses of light is nothing but damage of cornea or some highly you are susceptible to cancer also if you are more exposed to UVB ultraviolet rays. So that's why as well as annual variations in the temperatures as well as everything is responsible for this factor. So this is about the three important factors. Next class we will discuss about the another important factor as well as we will go further to conformers, regulators and all in this topic.